Rudani, and welcome to Zoom Happy Space. The year has been strange. It's the end of 2020, but she received a lot of love, a lot of accolades, and her journey has just started. So 2020 has gone. I'm of course
Yes.
talking about, Sanjana Sangeet. Sanjana, 2020 is over, and it's 2021, right? I don't know how, but it's over.
I can't believe it. Yeah.
Somewhere or the other, I think it's a bittersweet feeling for you if you had to wrap this entire 2020 in your words.
2020, it feels, I mean, imagine that like Jan of 2020, we were in a normal world. And now that we're, Jan of 2021, the world isn't the same place. And that kind of baffles me. I think now that I got out and started shooting again, something that I didn't think would be possible in 2020, I realized how much has changed. The post pandemic world isn't the same, and you just feel so much more gratitude for the smallest of things. And when we're on set, we were just like, just the fact that we can do this, like we can come together and create art. We never used to feel that heavy sense of gratitude every day. And I've been shooting Om through December, and every day has just been like thank you God, like thank you for making this possible.
Yeah.
um yeah, but 2020 was bittersweet for hundreds of reasons. And it's a year that's just made me grow up in so many ways, I think. Forced me to, you know understand a lot, deal with a lot. But trying to make all of that something that's more powerful than just something bigger than you and me, and just a force that takes me forward. That's really how I'm trying to wrap it up.
What is Sanjana's happy space?
My happy space, I'm at that age, Rudani, where like different things make you happy every day and you're constantly discovering yourself. As much as I tried to make myself believe during lockdown that no, a film set is not where you're only the most happy. You're happy elsewhere too. This and that. Cut to day one on Om set, bang in the middle of like lunch break, looking back at 8 hours of waking up at 4 a.m. and realizing that this is what makes you the happiest. Finding your balance back, remembering your emotional reality, because you're so used to responding emotionally as Kizzy. You see the world as Kizzy, that I forgot. I honestly did forget, because I was also just a college girl before her, and then I was a grown up adult. And so for me, that journey, I don't think anything emotionally will match up. And as I'm playing Kavya, I'm feeling so much more empowered, Rudrani. Like I feel so much more in control. I think that's what life is, right? Like just uh understanding that certain things happen and they affect you in many ways, and you need to move on and keep those close to your heart, but still keep discovering this journey
Yeah.
that we're on. So yeah.
So, how many words have you made Aditya Roy Kapoor speak till now?
Oh, what? Hello.
I'm
I don't
glad
know.
you brought out the
Yeah.
camping side in him,
In my
Sanjana.
experience. Yeah. Yeah. Safe to say.
So tell me how the icebreaker was.
It's
Like, what was the icebreaker? Or was there even an icebreaker sort of a thing?
no. That's
I
the
love how when you say
craziest.
what icebreaker.
I'm wondering. I honestly, there was none.
Ah.
It's it's. I don't think anything's been more fun than working with Adi. Like it's been. He's just the nicest and the most comfort. Like it's too easy with him, so it's awesome. That's the one thing that I think the world, I wish they got to see more of. That Adi is insanely passionate and
Yes.
particular about his work. Like his laid back and chilled out vibe is, I think, what comes across. but
Yeah.
I've not seen. He's so invested. He's so invested in. Yeah, it's beautiful to see.
What did you see? What were the kind of roles that you thought were being sort of offered to you?
It's been very interesting. So with me, Rodani, I come from a place where when you spend your life auditioning, no, like
Hmm.
us guys who I mean, since 13 when I did Rockstar, every small ad that I've done, every small part is the conversion used to be like 1 in 50 or 60. I'm not even kidding. You give some 50 auditions and you get so used to not hearing back that earlier I just used to, it took me so long to understand that, oh, when you don't get selected, nobody calls to tell you that, hey, you can release your dates, you didn't get selected. So when you come from there, just to be in the place where people you've dreamt of sort of working with are are telling you their stories, and have this innate faith that you are the person to tell those stories. I don't think I've been able to over, like, I haven't gotten over that only right now, where when Z and Hemant sir, for example, saw me in an action edge of the seat action thriller as a strong powerful girl. Nothing in Kizzy gave them the confidence that Sanjana can play a female lead in an action film.
Hmm.
It's their faith that we see a girl who hates bowing down in front of challenges. Like, that's what they told me, that for us it was, we just know that you will keep going at it till you get it right.
Tell me a story that you read about yourself that made you laugh.
Posted a story flying out of Bombay. Sanjana Sanghi, I'm like, flying out of Bombay, see you soon. Sanjana Sanghi quits Bollywood. I was like, nice.
Moving on to my second segment.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a bunch of fun questions. Are you ready?
Am I?
I'm sure you are. A nickname that is totally embarrassing or extremely funny that your friends or someone has called you.
Oh Lord, there's lots. But they say weird shit like Sanjesh and Sanjeshwar, and like there's all sorts of.
What is the reference to it? Essay, random.
Also, my friends call me Rocky. Since Rockstar happened in school, Rocky became this one nickname for Sanjana all over school.
That's
My
kinda
best
cool.
friend kept it, and
But
yeah,
that's a cool one.
it's a cool one. It's better than Sanjeshwar. And
If you got to quarantine with an actor during the lockdown, just for the purpose of the actor is extremely entertaining, who would you pick and why?
hands down, Bradley Cooper.
Oh, look at you.
I would, yeah. Oh God, I can't. He's my favorite of all time.
Listen, what about someone from the Indian film industry?
I would quarantine. It'll sound weird, but I would love to quarantine with Anushka Sharma, because
Why not? Why not?
yeah, because I absolutely love her, and I would looked up to her for the longest time. I'm a fan of all her choices and how amazing she is.
An Indian actor who you follow on Instagram who you thought was very, very entertaining.
So I'm a very non-social media person, so I tend to get into it less. But I find Reedy too much fun on Instagram. He's a blast. I love his stories. So I think Reedy kept up the game for sure.
Oh yeah. He
Yeah.
did. No, actually, he actually did.
Yeah, he's too much fun on it.
If you were on a dating app, what would your bio read?
Oh Lord. There's no world in which I would be on one, but let me try and force myself to imagine. In my personal circles, I've seen beautiful like marriages come out of dating apps, so full faith. But
It's
the
very
one
time
thing
consuming.
that as an actor थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है.
Yeah. Now for you, I think it's no, it'll be very difficult. Yeah. So you will have to date an actor or someone only, na Sanjana then.
नहीं ऐसा नहीं है, but I can also find someone normal without a dating app.
Oh, I can pull your leg further. You just said I want to find someone normal. You mean actors are not? That's true.
No, we're not. We're crazy people. We're not normal.
That's true. Okay,
all.
come on. Let's do this. Considering you'll never be on a dating app, maybe people can just hear. What is it that you put?
I'm so romantically, I'm very shameless. If I like someone, I'm very, very shameless about chasing them.
Okay.
So I'll just be like, it'll probably be something sassy, like just swipe right because that's the right thing to do, kind of thing.
Oh,
and then
I like.
Just like,
listen, for someone who doesn't want to be on dating apps, you would be getting a lot of.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a secret. I'm a supplier. Like all my friends ask me for like what to put on their bios and stuff. So I'm a supplier of.
Tell me a story that you read about yourself that made you laugh.
Posted a story flying out of Bombay. Sanjana Sanghi. I'm like, flying out of Bombay. See you soon. Sanjana Sanghi quits Bollywood. I was like, nice.
Really? This happened?
Very nice.
What?
Yeah. Sanjana Sanghi leaves Bombay, aka Sanjana Sanghi leaves Bollywood. I was like, great. This is. Yeah, that was one of the many crazy things that happened.
That
and people
actually...
still ask me today, that I read that you're leaving Bollywood. My mom woke me and she slapped me with the newspaper. There was an article. She was like, what have you put up on Instagram? And that day I was like, listen, I need to start thinking about what I put up and what I say.
But are your parents usually worried, like when you put out stuff or you're being vocal about something, or like if you by any chance face some backlash or something or trolling, do they get worried, or are they like, okay, do whatever you want to do?
No, yeah, earlier we used to be very chill, but like now after this 2020, they do get on edge because I get on edge now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that feeling of like being able to truly be yourself, say what's on your mind, that's reduced.
You were in the lockdown quarantine with family, you were with friends. So tell me, what is one annoying quality they pointed out saying that this is something that annoys them about yourself?
There's so many. This is insane. But like how my friends find it very irritating how I turn like the weirdest situations into being productive. Like I'm just a hyper person. So I just like I end up making work out of things where there's no scope, So I was just being this, like I sadly didn't have those days when I'm just lying around like a potato and not doing anything. And they were just really truly annoyed with that. This was the most, this was while shooting for Maskari. And some mad joke had been cracked and I'm as always in a laughter fit. But it was a really fun day.
Moving on to my third and last segment. This is my favorite segment. I'm going to show you pictures of friends, of people that you've been there with, of memories, and we are going to take a tour through all the places, through all those memories, through those pictures. So, Sanjana, are you ready?
Damn. Yes, that sounds so sweet.
Family always comes first.
Oh, man. I can't believe you picked this picture because this is right after my 12th board results. They had just come out and I had done ridiculous. Like, I don't know how I ended up doing that well. And got some ridiculous 96.5% aggregate or something like that. And parents were ecstatic and took me out to lunch.
So you're the Sharma ji ka beta ka female version, basically.
The female.
Is it?
I used to be like the kid on autopilot. Like I used to be so obsessed with studying that my parents, they used to have to be like, can you bro just shut those, ho gaya. Now just eat food, go to sleep.
Okay, so while a lot of people were cooking, cleaning, baking, you did appreciate the small things, and you went out for a very important auto ride.
Oh damn. This is this was peak of lockdown when
Mhm.
we were all puck out with, I think we were all like 60, 70 days into being at home.
Yeah.
And I had this one evening where I went down memory lane of like a free monsoon evening in Bombay, where I hopped out of a meeting and jumped into an auto because it started pouring down. And of course, our paps have their wonderful ways of appearing out of the woodworks. Only they know how they caught me in this moment. But yeah, it's one of
Have
those
you gotten
crazy
used to it?
times.
Have you gotten used to the entire pap thing? Because, somewhere, even though you're this really warm and people's person, there's also a very private side of you, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
So how is that inner conflict happening?
You're, these are bang on observations, huh? These are like really bang on because it's constantly a conflict.
Yeah.
It's one part of my mind, if a day of shoot ends and if my manager comes and says that they're outside, they would just want a photo. One part of my mind is like, I'm in mud and I'm exhausted and it's been 16 hours or kal kare. But then
Mhm.
you're just like, no, yeah, let's just wash the face quickly. Because you also want to, because
Mhm.
they're just so kind. Uh, so it's that balance. And I think unless it really encroaches upon a space that I find very, very personal, it's only it's only gratitude for sure.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
And this, of course.
Oh man.
How was it?
My birthday, Rudani, I share with my best friend since kindergarten. Literally my best friend of 20 years, and I share the same birthday. So I've always shared birthday happiness. It's never been just my day.
Mhm.
And this one, I'm very extra on birthdays. So I go, I love having everyone relevant in my life around me. So I always throw a big party, and it's always been that, regardless of how like busy stuff gets. This one was the first one when I didn't. And um but still my friends, like, they literally threw bouquets and cakes across the gate and just screamed happy birthday son and ran away. And the rest of it was in quarantine with the family and a couple of close friends, but it was one of the most special. It was the first day I felt like I gave myself a break after releasing Dil Bechara and doing the press run. It was a beautiful day.
Yeah.
But I only spend it always thinking about Nani because that's what the day is always about. So
How
yeah.
beautiful.
Oh man.
This is actually,
This is when I was
that's
annoying Ranveer on Tamasha's set. This is from Tamasha time. And always when after Rockstar, whenever any of them would come to Delhi or whatever, it was that getting them food from Chandni Chowk and all sorts of things. So I remember I landed up on Tamasha set with some amazing dahi bhalla from Chandni Chowk to for an evening snack for them.
yum. Of course, a film that I think is closest to your heart, and this beautiful still from it of Dil Bichara.
Yes, this was the most. This was while shooting for Maskari,
Huh.
and some mad joke had been cracked, and I'm as always in a laughter fit. Uh, but it was a really fun day. I remember it very very vividly. Um, so yeah, on our classic bike, I think this was when we used to discuss like we used to really discuss scenes a lot between shots. So it was, I think, one of those moments.
And I think because we've already discussed about this so much, I must show everybody that where she is right now.
Oh,
The first
this is
day, or when you click together, is always very special. No, you must tell me about it.
very. This was, I've never somehow, this whole Mahurat shot and really celebrating your first day. is something that it means a lot to Ahmed sir and Kapil and the team that I'm working with. So
Yeah.
just celebrating the start of a journey it felt really, really good. You the energies come together and you really like Upar wale ki kripa se in a pandemic, you hope that everything will go well. And touch wood, we're sitting at the end of our December schedule, which we've wrapped, and it's been one hell of a sched. Um, and that's what this day didn't feel like the first day because of that just setting of wavelengths has been awesome on the film.
Thank you so much, Sanjana. This was so much fun. I'm
Thank
glad that you could take out
you.
some time and chat with us.
Yes, I'm glad we did this. I love having look back at the whole year and made light of it.
Absolutely. And on that note, Happy New Year. If you would like to give a message out for this new year to everybody who's watching and what your thoughts are, what would that be?
I honestly wanna just tell everyone that 2021 is gonna be better than we thought. We're far more prepared and we're far stronger than we were last year. This time we didn't know what's coming our way, and now we've gone through this much together, so we're gonna get through the rest of it too. And I hope it's just a year full of positivity and love and just no toxicity of any kind. I just hope for peace amongst everyone and kindness.
Here, here. Lots of love.
Lots
For
of
you.
love.
And hugs. Thank you so much, Sanjana.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Bye. See you.
Bye.